Today I want to talk about oiling the Kenmore 158.1914. So to do this, you will need one screwdriver and one oil. So I tend to start from the top, and if you look on the top, there's a screw there and a screw there. That will expose the gubbins inside, so we'll start there. Assuming it's not bone dry, which this one isn't because I was just using it the other day and oiled it before I used it, that's as complicated as it gets, and that will expose the tension discs and all the movement inside. The other part we need to worry about is, of course, opening the cover. So I'll lift the presser foot, that's because I don't want the feed dogs to be dragging against the foot. And what you can see is if you spin the machine, you'll see where there's metal on metal, and there are little holes for it to be oiled. So just a drop, unless it's super dry, in which case you'll need a bit more. In this case, it's just one. You can see there's some gears in there. It'd be better to grease them, I think. So I might just, but oil works fine as well. You just have to do it more often. That's okay. I'll put a little drop of oil underneath that, as well as the gears down there. Now the other thing, there's the reverse mechanism, so you want to make sure it's free spinning, free moving. It certainly is at this point. Anything metal against metal. Something funky going on in there, so make sure it's oiled. And then at this point we're getting to the front of the machine. So there are always little holes in the top of the joints where oil is required. So you just have to find them. There's one there. And then that will do that. There's one there. And then we've got a little drop on the needle where it passes through the holders. So just going to tip it on its side so I can see what's going on here. A bit of oil on the top there. And then at the bottom here, it needs a bit of oil. Now, one thing you won't see by doing this right at the moment is the zigzag mechanism. So it's advisable to use a zigzag stitch and turn it to the widest so that you're getting some zigzag movement. In this case, that's why I'm on a multi-point zigzag at the moment, so what I will do is put it on standard zigzag so it's easier to see the movement. So once you're getting that movement, you can then see the metal bits which require oiling because they move in and out, and there's just a little bit there. That's moving here. You can see that's moving back and forth gently there. A little bit there, a little bit there. A little bit there. And that's really all it needs. It doesn't need a great deal, just enough to keep it, make sure that all the metal against metal is perfectly smooth. That's what makes these machines a genius. So what I'll do now is, I'll just put this aside. This is the only thing I'm not all that excited about on this machine. So when you have to get to the bottom. So I'm going to change angles so you can see what we're up to. So, my singers are a little easier than this one. Not that it's difficult, it's just there are 5 screws on the bottom of this machine to get at the gubbins in the bottom. I'll get all the workings. So, following good practice, since we have 5 screws, we want a receptacle to put them in. I can cheat and use one of my magnetic seam guides. Get these screws out. Oops, I forgot to take off the extension bed. And then we have this screw here, or bolt I suppose they are. And then the last one. So it's hardly time consuming, it's just not something I look forward to doing, but it is important to make sure these machines are beautifully maintained. And last but not least, this one here. So there are your 5. 4 of them are exactly the same, one is larger. So the larger one goes there at the end. And then once that's out, it just pops off like that. There we go, 5 bolts. So you can see 4 of them are the same, one is long. You can see that. And you just move that to the side. So now under here, it's the same rule. There's a couple things you need to be concerned with. So the first thing is a little drop in the hook, just at the point where it meets the metal. Remember, it's always the rule of metal on metal. There's a controller there, there's a bit there. It slides back and forth for the feed dogs. There's a few things down here which need oiling. Just a little hole there to make sure those are smooth. Definitely smooth. And I've already greased in there, so that's all that needs. And that's all there is to it. Just put it back together and away you go. This motor does not need oiling or anything else. And basically, that's it. The machine is now ready to sew for as long as those connectors stay oiled, because the oil eventually dries out. So after 30 days you'll need to re-oil it, or they say about every 8 hours of sewing. And that's sewing, not sitting. So you know, if you do like me, hours and hours and hours of free motion embroidery, that will add up your hours quickly.